Hey, all my hair comrades, Rick here. What would you give to be able to say this? This changed my life. It was life-changing. Maybe your question would be, well, in what way would it change my life? All right, let me give you some testimonials. I had 2 clients last week that came in for the works. They did the whole situation from start to finish. And they were sitting right here in this salon. And one guy had been very discouraged. He'd had some health issues and he was not that old, and these issues had caused him to have a complete kind of life change kind of moment. He was a musician, and you probably recognize some things if I could verbalize and name some names, but nonetheless, he went from having long rock and roll hair, curly down to here, to hardly any hair at all. And to be able to relate to you what I saw on this man's face, what I saw and experienced, and the transformation that happened. And you know, for privacy's sake, I can't show you before and afters. I can't, do anything like that. But I can tell you this: words like transforming, life-changing. I saw a man came in that sat down and shut his eyes and wouldn't open them until the process was over. He just couldn't bear to look. To him walking out with more confidence than the law allows, in a moment and in a time when he thought that it couldn't be possible. It was literally amazing. But it's not from the physical perspective alone, guys. I mean, you're looking at one that rocked a chrome dome, a shaved head. I mean, had not a hair left. I shaved what little was left, and you know my story, many of you, but I did this the first time for a joke. It was like, I wasn't even serious about it. And then it turns out like this to be, holy moly. Yeah, the joke was on me, if you'll say. But it was more for me than just the physical change. It was emotional. I mean, as a dude, even though I'm wearing this pink business right here, as a dude, when I walk into a room with my gorgeous wife, I don't want to look like, how do you do that? Well, people are going to say that with our situation anyway. But you know what I'm saying? I wanted to have some confidence, and it was a little lacking in all of that. And so I saw this client come in just kind of sitting down like this, to all of a sudden sitting up with his chest out and leaving with all this crazy confidence that happened just like that, because he finally had given back to him what had been stolen from him. And that's the beauty of this, because none of us wake up in the morning on one particular day and go, oh yes, I think I'm losing my hair, woohoo, great, and celebrate that. Now, a lot of times after we lose it, we want to be all macho and say, well, I'm fine, I don't have, and if that's you, that's fine. I'm not judging you in that at all. I'm just saying, down deep in the heart, there's not a one of us that wouldn't want to have hair back on our heads. So life-changing, transforming, giving confidence, making you the person that when you enter a room, you enter a room. You own the room. I have seen that, and I can give testimonials time after time after time, not only my own story and the stories, but all of these guys who are making appointments and coming in and getting this transformation done. And how little does it cost to be able to say, this is what happened to me? How much would you pay to say, it transformed my life? And questions about, all of a sudden about, well, how much does it cost? Which it's extremely affordable. Ridiculously affordable, to tell you the truth. I mean, getting hair costs way more than getting this tacky sport coat cost. You know what I'm saying? And so what would you give to be able to feel that again, to embrace that, and to enjoy, whether we want to admit it or not, having someone say, dude, man, you look great. Yeah, it's a real deal. And I wish I could set one guy in front of you, one after another, after another, after another. I had one that texted me back on his way home. And he'd driven a couple of hours to get to me. And he said, Rick, there should be a disclaimer put on this whole thing is not allowed to drive for an hour after you've had hair replacement because I can't stop looking at it in the mirror. It looks so great. That makes my day. That makes my day. And so if you're ever on the fence about this, super hair pieces, goodness gracious, do you know what you're doing? Super hair pieces. Do you know the effect you're having? Super hair pieces. Do you know the tools you have given me to touch so many lives, to change so many lives, and to take people who have been discouraged and depressed and given them new hope and new life, new confidence? It's just crazy, unreal. So thank you for that. I know, you know, in talking with you and talking with the owner, I know what the heart of the matter is, and it's that you're doing everything you can to make this process affordable to everyone. And I believe that you're doing that. Nonetheless, I'd much rather skip getting a new suit, which I could buy 4 of these for what a new suit cost, and have hair on my head. It's pretty cut and dried. So I'll tell you this, think about it. If you look in the mirror and you go, man, my hair looks like crap. Man, it's thin. Man, I'm trying to cover up a bald head. I'm doing everything I can. You know, I'm gonna go get almost everyone that comes to me said, I was really considering hair transplants, until they talked to a few people that had done that and realized it's not a one-time deal. You know, it's back a second time, a third time. I have one client that's going back for a 4th time, and his hair does not look anywhere close to as good as it would with this on his head. Plus, it's jacked up the whole back of his head whenever he's got the plugs removed from back there. So I think that probably works for people, and if that's you, man, go for it. I hope so. I get it for sure. But what that costs can really buy a whole lot of these. And so anyway, I just want to be the voice of encouragement that says, if you could see what I see happening in this studio when guys come in and how different they are when they leave, you would sign up this very second. So guys, hey, have a good one. Peace, joy, love, all of that. Let's harmonize, can we? And you know, it's possible to have different opinions. It's possible to have extreme differences, but still walk down the same road, still be able to walk arm in arm, still for me to be able to look at you and say, yeah, we're really different, but you're still my friend and I value that friendship. Yeah, can we get above all of that and just say, hey, I want to enjoy the journey, because none of us are promised tomorrow. We never know what's going to happen just around the corner. And when you get to my age, you really start considering things like that. So I'm going to grab all I can get. I'm going to reach for the gold ring. I am going to choose to be happy, to be joyful. And the best way for me to do that, the thing that turns me on like you can't imagine, is to see a guy sit in that chair and leave a new man. And that sounds dramatic to say, but let me get up close to you and say this. I am not kidding. I am not kidding. It is just unbelievable. So hey, let's do this. Let's have a great time doing it. I want to touch your life so you can touch other people's lives. And I want to walk down that same road with you and express love to you and care for you and concern for you. And apart from, you know, any kind of differences in what we feel and think or believe, or on and on and on and on and on, you're my friend and I appreciate you. Super hair pieces, you guys are my friend. You mean the world to me. And so, hey, here's Rick, High Level Man. Go to my YouTube channel. You'll see all about super hair pieces there and all about my journey and tutorials and blah, 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 blah. Subscribe, like, do all of that for me, and let me do all I can for super hair pieces, because they're doing all they can to help me. So, hey guys, it's all good. Take care. This is that really great system, by the way. HT111/Curly. Woo! winner.